It's the Gear Tester here, and welcome to my review on the MSR Stowaway pot. These pots come in a variety of different sizes. This particular one holds about 16 ounces or 2 cups of water. The pot with the top lid and the attached handle weighs in at 9.5 ounces. Welcome to my review on the MSR Stowaway pot. One of the really nice things about the MSR Stowaway pots is that they come with a removable and attached lid. And that means that you're able, especially if you're cooking over a fire like I'm doing right now, I'm actually boiling some snow down to make water today. If you're cooking the way I'm doing right now over a fire, this lid really helps keep the ash and different debris from the fire out of the water or the soup or different things that you might be cooking. So it's nice that that's included. I'm going to show you later on in the tabletop portion of this review. I'll show you how the lid and the attached handle, I love that the handle comes attached, how these interface. These MSR Stowaway pots come in a variety of different sizes, and they're all the amount of liquid that they hold is all organized in milliliters. So this is the 475 milliliter version. It's about 5.75 inches, so basically 6 inches across, okay, 6 inches across, and it's about 2.5 inches deep. And I don't think that's including the top of the lid, so it's a little bit bigger than that. But I like this pot because it's very compact. I can put a lot of different small items in it if I wanted to. I can already have some hot chocolate or different beverages, powdered beverages already in it, or some different food. A ramen package will fit very nicely in that, and it allows you to use that space, and it's small enough that I'll carry this on a day hike. I'll carry it in a over-the-shoulder bag or a backpack very easily. Again, this is the 475 milliliter version. They have ones that go up that are tremendously larger than this one, quite a bit larger. I think they have a 1,600 milliliters, so that's like almost 3.5 times bigger than this pot here. So you can get them in a variety of different sizes. They all are going to come with the lid, and they're all going to come with this attached handle that folds over and locks the lid on. So it's a great way to hold additional gear when you're not using the pot, is being able to use this as just like a little storage package. Again, this thing only weighs 9.5 ounces, and you're able to make good use of the area. So I really like this pot. I've been using it for over 2.5, 3 years, and I've used it to cook over the fire a lot and really enjoyed that. I wanted to give you a little closer up look here of the MSR Stowaway pot. Keep in mind I haven't cleaned this yet, so it would look better than this if I'd taken time to get the residue from the campfire off of it. But this is the latch that connects this handle that is permanently attached to the pot, and it connects over the lid that has this little raised portion there, the top of the lid, and locks the entire portion, the entire thing together. So this is basically a self-contained unit. I put some things inside this pot because I want you to have some idea of the space. You know, it holds 475 milliliters, and it's basically 6 inches across and 2.5 inches deep. But I want to give you an idea of the amount of space that you can fit things like flashlights and different items in. I think this pot makes a much better little emergency survival kit than, for instance, something that would fit in an Altoids tin, okay? Check it out. I mean, look how much bigger this pot is than an Altoids tin. Plus, you're able to boil water and cook and do things like that in this pot. So whether you're going to be using it for a day hike or whether you want to have it as an emergency kit, maybe underneath the seat of a vehicle or something like that, or include it in a backpacking equipment and in a smaller pouch that you might take with you when you go for a walk away from camp. So you can see right here how this just flips down. It's really easy. I'm going to show you guys how simple that is. It's a really good system. I was sure this was going to break, and I keep thinking it's going to break, but it hasn't. It hasn't even gotten loose. So you just pop that little latch. It has a really nice tight fit, and it just dangles there and hasn't had any problems with the amount of heat that I've subjected this pot to. Just flip it, and then that just locks. You can see there it just locks there and it pops right off. So it's really nice to have that. Off comes the lid. So what I have in this is my Surefire flashlight. Got a Swiss Army knife. I included a Leatherman just for the sake of showing you. This is a Wave. Fits very nicely. Got that there. And then I've got a Bic lighter. And I have some paracord. And my MSR Pocket Rocket stove container. So you can see, you can fit the stove in, you can fit all kinds of items into this system. So that would kind of be the beginnings, at least, of an emergency survival kit that you could fit into this pot. Another thing that you could do is set this pot up with some food items. And so for the winter, you might want to, if you're going on a day hike and you want to get out and you're planning on having some ramen noodles, then you want to have a couple packages of chai tea. That's my favorite. This Oregon chai tea is my favorite chai tea. It's not just tea, it's a latte, so it has already the sugar and all kinds of things mixed into it. So it's really delicious. Enjoy that. Very similar in kind of the way that you use it to hot chocolate. A couple packages of tea, maybe even throw in some crackers. And if I work, I think I can get all that stuff in there and put the lid on it. Then just pop that closed. And so I basically have, other than water, I have everything I'm going to need to cook that food. And like you saw in this video earlier, you can boil the snow down and you're able to have water, or find a stream and boil that water to make sure that it's safe for you to drink, doesn't have any bugs in it that's going to cause you to get sick. So there you go. You've got some food. That's quite light, much lighter than all the knives and flashlights and stuff were. But you basically have a self-contained cooking unit. So you got some food, you know, and in the summer you could replace a lot of this stuff if you didn't want to have hot drinks. You could replace that with some Gatorade, and you'd be able to boil water and make sure that it was safe and transfer that water into some kind of other water container that you're going to use, and then you can use different items to flavor that. So that gives you an idea of the food and the size of items. I really like that I can fit my Pocket Rocket into this, the stove at least. The canisters will not fit into it, at least the large size canisters like I have here. You're not going to be able to close the lid on the larger canisters. I don't know about the smaller canisters. I always just get the largest canisters, these MSR canisters. What I want to talk a little bit about is the benefit of having the attached handle. You may not think that that's a benefit right away. You may think, well, you know, there's lots of different pots, like these other MSR pots that I've got here. And you can see I've cooked with these quite a bit. And you'll notice that these pots, these other pots that are much more expensive than the MSR Stowaway pots, these pots are not as thick. And so you can see there that I've really messed up. I overheated it. I was trying to fry some food in this and ended up overheating the pot. So I'm really actually impressed. And the price point on these MSR Stowaway pots are amazing. At $15 for this one from REI, about $15.50, maybe $16. That's not counting shipping, but you can see there, that's an amazing deal. And this pot is thicker, especially if you're going to be cooking over the fire. It's a much better option than these other kind of nesting MSR pots. And what I love about this one is it has that attached handle. And that becomes particularly important when you're cooking in snowy conditions or in conditions where there's uneven ground and you're using the stove. Even though these bigger pots are lighter, maybe a little bit lighter, you can see here what ends up happening is if the ground is uneven and you don't have an attached handle and you're cooking, maybe you're cooking on a couple different stoves, or you're cooking on your stove and then on the fire, what happens because this is uneven? So now I'm running back and forth and I don't have an attached handle, and inevitably somebody's holding this, or you lay this down to do something else, to slice some vegetables or something into your stew pot, and then all of a sudden nobody knows where it is and stuff is bubbling over. It's just much nicer rather than having to deal with this foolish little clamp system. I know that supposedly makes them smaller, or you don't have this attached handle, right? Well, I think that the Stowaway, the MSR Stowaway pot system is much nicer. It doesn't take up any more space. It's not in your way. It folds right over, and it is not a problem at all. And so I really like the functionality that MSR has included in the Stowaway pots, and I think they're more durable than some of their more expensive pots because they're a little bit thicker metal. And I really enjoy the fact that it has that attached, or it comes with that lid that really makes this into a container as well as a pot. Again, like I said previously, this little top is going to keep ash and other debris out as you cook over a fire. It's also going to allow you to make better use of your fuel if you're using, these canisters. That's going to help maintain heat. One of the items that's not going to fit easily into this at least the smallest version, the 475 milliliter version of the Stowaway pot, is silverware. I've got my light my fire spoon and fork here, and you can see it's not going to fit in there. I need to cut a portion of that off. So I just slipped this into the bag someplace else, but just to let you guys know, that's not going to be easy to do. You're not going to be able to fit standard length silverware in there. So something that folds, if you wanted to include that all in your container, that would be a better option. The MSR Stowaway pot is a great item. I really like the smaller version. Go look, whether that's on MSR's website or like REI, go look and see the other pots and pans that are in this line, the Stowaway line from MSR. I think they are great options for camping, for backpacking, and even for day hikes. I would definitely recommend the MSR Stowaway pots to you. I like their entire line. My favorite here is the 475 milliliter version, but I think all of them are excellent. I enjoy using them for cooking, when I'm backpacking, car camping, or just on a day hike. What are some of the ways that you enjoy cooking in the wilderness, that you enjoy preparing food? What are some of the pots or pans or cups or utensils that you enjoy using? I'd really like you to leave a comment and let me know. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. It helps my channel grow. I've got lots of other videos, lots of other gear reviews up on my channel. My goal is to produce quality video reviews of shooting, camping, and survival gear. Thank you very much for your views and your subscriptions. Don't forget to leave me a comment and let me know what some of your favorite ways of cooking in the wilderness are. Thank you very much for your views and your subscriptions. This is the Gear Tester signing off.